Some people go for hookup.
Some people go for just jackpot sake.
Some people just go for the sake of it's a trend. Everybody's traveling. Let me also travel.
You could see a child that goes to school, walks to school, and comes back. Now, you know, in Nigeria, you don't let your child to walk to school and come back. Here, you're riding your bicycle.
Yeah. Like, they connected pipe up for the hose to be up, and they were walking inside water for a whole night. Because exposure is not cheap.
It's not cheap. Our mental health is paid. So going back home is we'll have to start from the scratch. How many times we go start from the scratch again?
Hi guys, welcome to Deep Talks, Thinkable Thoughts. I'm Aduni, and with me I have Valerie. And today we'll be talking about, I don't know, honestly, why did I forget that thing?
Pressure to make it in the abroad, in the diaspora.
You know that this doesn't make me look responsible.
How?
Because of the fact that I just wanted to do the intro and I forgot the topic. So the topic for today is the pressure of making it abroad.
The diaspora.
This one is something that we have to talk about because it's something that is a big issue. Not even just to Africans, it's everybody. The pressure to make it abroad is wild. What do you think about the pressure to make it abroad, Valerie?
I feel like before people even moved abroad in the first place, there was a reason, Abby.
Yes.
So the pressure springs from the fact that most people don't want to go home empty-handed, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So we are so pressured to think that you have made this move. I think you should make the best of it. Don't go back home empty-handed. Don't go back home. Like, why did you go in the first place? Why did you travel abroad in the first place? For greener pastures, Abby.
Mm-hmm.
So the pasture has to be very green for you to even go home in the first. And the situation whereby it's not green, it now becomes a problem, and then the pressure now increases. Yeah.
I feel like the pressure to make it abroad is not even just coming from like what you stated, and I feel like as individuals, we ourselves, we actually want to make it. When I say make it, it means that like we want to amount to something. Mm-hmm. We want to be able to say that I did this and like it succeeded. But the pressure to make it abroad, for everybody is different. But I feel like it stems from a place, like you stated, of just coming out great, like just winning. Like, we forget that this life thing is a journey. Do you understand? And that pressure is not something that I feel like it's just family people or society put on us. Even individually, lots of people put it on themselves. And I feel like it's also because in different parts of the world, they've told us, like, certain countries, it was like they've brainwashed us at this particular place, greatness is there. Hence why the green pasture is. You know, they say that the grass is greener when it is where is it? The grass is greener. Your own. No, not like that. The grass is greener
on the other side.
Yes, but it's actually not greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. But I feel like there's already a brainwashing system. Like, we've been brainwashed that this thing, this is the way it is. And that's why I feel like the reason people travel abroad back in the days, like in terms of my grandmother, like way back, and the reason that we travel abroad now, it doesn't even really align. Because when I checked like my facts and I did a little research, most people back then, Nigeria or like their homeland was something of pride to them. People went abroad maybe just for education, go and come back. It's not like it was something that was sweet. It's not like abroad was the way abroad quote unquote is to us these days. So I feel like the pressure is something that is internalized, aside the fact that there's a societal factor that plays a role on that pressure. And I really don't know how we've gotten here, but we have gotten here one way or the other. But it's not one thing to have gotten somewhere and also not know how to like put yourself out of it. I feel like the shame that comes from also not achieving what you have believed, quote unquote, you will get, also just stops you or makes you feel like you shouldn't move past this place. You shouldn't move past this place. Another thing that I feel like the pressure to move abroad is also like in a situation where people that we know or some of us that are abroad, they paint a particular picture for us. It's not like, that's why I said that's why I stated that brainwashing thing. It's like a particular picture has been painted that, see, this place, You know the people say that 1 month you go,
You
2
buy
months
car.
you buy house, you buy
You buy
car,
car, yeah.
you marry, you get paper. And some of all these people, they too, because they have already entered it, like they have entered the Evian, so they don't want you to also know that there's another Evian inside it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they
It's
just
like a vicious circle.
yes. And some of it's not like people don't make it. People make it, but like the way they project it to people back home is different.
It's different. Like taking from that statement you made that like when people used to travel abroad in those days, have you noticed that when the older generation, like when like our parents or like our grandparents were traveling abroad, they traveled abroad for a reason and came back home.
Yes, it was not
For us, it's travel abroad. God, I will now go back home. You know that mindset of there's no need to go back home. Or even if we go home, we have to go home with something. Why wasn't it like that before now? Is it that wasn't that they didn't have the pressure?
I feel like they didn't have the pressure because things are not as bad as they are.
Yes, now.
And they used to say that ilela bosimioko. Like when you go to the farm, house is like the resting place. But in a situation where be like say house safe, we don't be like refire. You are. It's like
there's no resting place.
It's like we're trying so hard to make the abroad even the home. I agree. In any way that it comes, and like aside even the fact that we even spoke about people go for like so and so reason. The reason why people travel is very relative. Some people go for education.
Yeah.
Some people go for Yahoo. Some people go for hookup.
Some people go for just jackpot sake.
Some people just go for the sake of it's a trend. Everybody's traveling. Let me also travel. Other people, like I'll say from Africa, some people travel because like they're gay and they cannot exist in some African countries. They travel like this home cannot be the home anymore. I have to find another home. And all these things they play a part in the pressure.
Or some people also try to escape reality of what home looks like.
Explain that.
Yes, because like when you talked about like maybe people that are gay, right? The reality of what is home for them is not comfortable. The reality of home is there's too much suffering. Let's say for us now, like for like me and you now, it feels like we're here and we are doing something. We're not just here. Yes. There's something we are doing. Now the reality of home for some people like us is go back and start from the scratch and try to walk your way through your reality. So some people just run away from the reality of yes, it's your home, we get it, it's your house, there's nowhere for you to go to. But the reality of if I go home, there's something I'm doing currently now. If I go home, I'll not have to start looking for what to do, how to build myself, how to go into the system that I have left for whatever reason. So that also is part of this pressure. Because I also have that fear, to be honest. I have the fear of...
feel like, does that in any way like relate to shame in any way? Because like, you said
I feel it's more fear for me.
Starting over.
I feel fear fuels this pressure that like if we were to internalize this, for me it's more of fear. It's more of if I go home now, I'll have to look for a job.
It's like you're actually starting from the beginning.
Yes, if I go home, I'll have to rent a place. I have to sink back into the system of Nigeria, of rent house, look for house, don't stay with your parents. You buy fuel, internet. So you see all these things you're mentioning. It gives some people like, hey God, I'd rather just the way I did because I have a balance.
I think they can relate to that to a little.
Yes, okay, for you now, you're working, right? You're practicing. If you go home, you take exam.
Yes.
You pass the exam. You have to start practicing. They will put you in a hospital. It feels like you're taking 10 steps backward. Meanwhile, here you have created an environment of structure that you are currently succeeding in. And note that yes, we jackpot, all of us went somewhere. We also had to build the structure for ourselves. We also had to start from the scratch. So going back home is we'll have to start from the scratch. How many times we go start from the scratch again?
That's a very big question because that thing that you said there, I've asked myself, but I just keep telling myself, I tell myself one thing, so far I'm alive, I can start over and over as much as I need
much
to
as
and
possible.
as I want to.
Yeah.
So I totally do relate with that fear thing, because it stems from a place of fear, a place of deep fear. Because one thing that I know as a person is it's not easy to always start all over again.
Over, yes.
Starting all over is just, as we are saying, starting all over. The word just sound like it's not so much of a big deal.
It's a big
But
deal.
it's a lot, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's a lot. It will shake you, no matter how much you say that like you are standing. Because you coming from a place that you've already created an atmosphere that you can't thrive in, that you can some way swim in. Even though there is obstacle, you can still move. It's different from actually just coming and starting all over again, especially in an environment where people already have high expectations of you. Another thing is people, you know that we stated that aside like we have the internalized this and I want to be successful, blah blah blah. Then there's the society part of it where there's an expectation. You what in law, you have traveled, so you are supposed to know this, you're supposed to do that, you're supposed to be on a particular level. They already placed you on a pedestal that is not even where you are.
Needs to break.
Yes. And it's a lot. Another thing that I not even want to say that as per this pedestal, you know that yes, abroad country is lovely. There's one thing is when you're coming from a place where the bare minimum is not served.
Yes.
When you are coming from a place where the bare minimum, when I say the bare minimum, the bare minimum is as little as you being able. Yes, going to the hospital. Going to the hospital, the bare minimum is for somebody should be having a crisis right now, and there should be a way, an avenue for you to call an ambulance, and they will reach there. I understand why a lot of people will also want to stay where they are. This pressure. The other day I was going to the hospital, and I was riding my bicycle because I ride my bicycle to the hospital. That's the only means of transportation that I have till, And I heard somebody having an issue. I was driving, but I just had to turn back. I was riding, sorry. And I had to turn back. And when I went there, I saw that this man was in a state that was not good. He literally was having a panic attack. Everybody did not know what to do. I had to rush back home, get my blood pressure machine, check him, blah, blah, blah. But even before I was there, like to help him, people, not just people were helping, people already called the ambulance. In my country where I'm coming from, I'm not dragging this country, but it's very, very hard to quickly say ambulance will come because they first of all think of petrol. So where is now the driver? Who will buy the fuel? And the ambulance is...
Hello, if we come, Sheldon go buy fuel for the motor.
Yes. And I'm not saying that there are no like private this thing that it works, but the bare minimum in this place is that if something is happening and it's going wrong, you can call the police. If something is happening and they are not going to take anything from you, you can call an ambulance and they will check if you're okay and take you away first. I cannot say that. And when there is access to the bare minimum you do not experience from wherever you are coming from, you will feel like you're actually in a place that is okay for you. Is okay. When you have access to public transport, you have access to electricity, you have access to things that even good road, even the good road. Yes, even the good road, it's not like it's even perfect, like down where we are coming from. But the fact that there's no unnecessary traffic. You rarely see things that you would see.
But they don't steal from you.
Yes, they don't steal. I cannot be walking on the street. Like, it's so much. As little as it is, we still wonder why a lot of people stay back. But some of all these things, they do count because peace comes from even having the bare minimum.
Very, very true.
Peace comes. And another thing that we fail to understand are people that are jackbuying. Some of us fail to understand that. You see all this place that they have a system that works. Abi, don't let me say that it works perfectly, but it works better than where we are coming from. People fail to understand that this system, you also have a price to pay. And the price that you have to pay is not something that you're paying from where you are coming. When I say price to pay, for instance, tax.
But there's a tax system in Nigeria. It's just that we don't understand.
It's for like civil servants. Yes, I don't
understand the tax system in Nigeria, and they don't give us a transparent slate to explain.
But here we understand that there's tax, there's health insurance, there's this, there's that, there's so and so.
Even society. We as students, we pay tax. We pay tax, and we've been paying insurance since the first day we stepped
into this country.
Which in turn helps us because we go to the hospitals and then we see the doctor.
But we get the value of
and sometimes it doesn't even ask us to pay, especially when you go to the the general hospitals over here. In Nigeria, you go to the general hospital and they're asking you for card, Aduni. They will ask you to pay for card. They will ask you to pay for this. They will ask you to pay for that. That fuels my fear and the pressure to remain where I am. Something as little as giving me attention, like what you just explained, you going to work and then you saw People were helping. In Nigeria, somebody will slump and people will just pass because they don't want to be in trouble with the law.
Because
Or they don't want they don't want someone to die, and then the police comes and the police will pack everybody that were there. You've said jokes like in Nigerian movies, like you were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes.
They will torture you until you say the truth, right?
I feel like now it has even gotten bad. Like before, people actually do care about their
Yes,
neighbors. Even
but
if
now,
you are fighting,
it's
it's
true,
not
when I
going to
was
reach
younger-
the level that you are dying.
When I was younger, you could see a child that the community is taking care of. You could see a child that goes to school, walks to school, and comes back. Now, you know, in Nigeria, you don't let your child to walk to school and come back. Here, you're riding your bicycle.
Yes.
Me, I'm walking in the midnight. I just want to clear my head and
That's
take a walk around
luxury,
2 a.m.
It's a huge luxury. I ride my bicycle in the middle of the night sometimes to clear my head, and nothing is stopping me. Yes, there's police and everywhere around for
Don't you have night duty and you ride your bicycle to work in the night, and then you ride your bicycle back home early
in the morning? Yes,
so these things that we have explained, they make it so bad that these fears, this anxiety, it just fuels the pressure. And we just want to remain where we are, or we're just afraid to go back home and start again. Do you know that if we have to go home and start from the scratch, we need to have money, right? To start.
Yes, and for a system that we don't understand.
For a system we don't understand, we need to hold good money. So we need to work so hard in a country that is not ours, just so we can go home and have some sort of protection or some sort of
even
comfortability.
respect for
Or
ourselves.
respect. Yeah. So it's just, like I said, it's just a vicious circle. You don't see yourself coming out of the circle, but at the same time, you just want to be better.
But you shall know that one day you will have to get out of it. It's painful to me because I remember watching the Honest Bunch podcast when Idris Abdulkarim spoke about how he was trying to get into Europe and everything. You see, it depends from where you are coming from.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from, it matters. Where you're going to, it matters. But certain people are willing to take certain
Risk.
unnecessary. I'll call it unnecessary, but me even saying unnecessary makes it unfair. Or like I don't know
because
anything.
it's necessary, because you're not in their shoes.
Yes, but then the kind of things that you're gonna facing debt, is like when my daddy used to tell me that, see, the 5 naira that you have today, Valerie, is better than the 1,000 naira that you don't have, or something that, or a situation is promising.
Yeah.
Because you know what you have. When you have life, you have life. People go as far as like passing different alternatives, deserts, crossing seas, like they go through inhuman situations just to get themselves to a place that they will not even realize that, see, if you are coming as person when you even want to study or when you get education, you not feel amount to anything. Where you yourself define yourself, like you believe that you meet yourself here, you cannot amount to it.
Yeah.
We fail to understand that, like I said, like these places that we want to go to, America, US, Canada, London, blah blah blah, these places, for you to amount to whatever it is that you are dreaming of, you yourself, you need to have a certain level of qualification.
True.
Because you will still see doctors that migrate, that even their first 1 year, they are still working as cleaners.
Yes.
You have to have a certain level of qualification. So I don't know who is putting, I don't know if it's from the fact that things started getting bad
in Nigeria. I think it was
country.
From that point.
Not even just Nigeria, because I saw a movie on Netflix, Donkey. And these people, they are Indians. I'm not really a big fan of Indian movies, but like that particular one, it was prescribed to me by a friend, and it was and it was really nice. But like you see, these people, they badly wanted to go to London, like they wanted to go to the US. I say US, the UK. They wanted to go to the UK, and Valerie, the avenue that they went by, not only did they risk their life, they lost lives of their friends in the process. And you know, the painful part is the fact that, no, they even try to learn English. They try to do everything. I'm not saying that it's not good to aspire to things that are good. Aspire to things that are good, but in the process, also try and be real with yourself. When I say real with yourself, be real about your circumstance. Be real about how you can achieve these things and the timelines, like realistic frame of thoughts. Because this thing doesn't help. She went with 6 people. It's only 3 of them that made it there.
Oh no.
The others were killed in the desert. They had to cross. They had to go underwater, Valerie. Like, they connected pipe up for the hose to be up, and they were walking inside water for a whole night, just breathing through a pipe. I remember Idris Abdulkarim said his experience on that podcast, and his experience just for him to get to Europe. I get the fact that he was suffering, but it was deep.
Yeah.
Those kind of things, they scar you for life.
For life.
Do you not imagine that after they even got everything, they not even worked, blah blah blah. They had to get to say they had to claim asylum, that their country, blah blah blah, their life is in danger. They couldn't even go back home again. And you now see the sick thing. At the end of the day, all they actually ever craved for was to go back home. And even their friend that was there before them, him too, he started posting life of he's okay, blah blah blah. He have house, he have car. All those ones too that were waiting, the 3 people that wanted to come, they were ginger. My friend is making it. He has a house. You see, some of what these things.
So they create a narrative that is not even there.
And that false narrative, it attracts a lot of people because nobody wants to be left behind at the end of the day. All of us cannot be billionaires, trillionaires, but some of us just want to be comfortable. And that comfortability, we might not be getting it from where we are presently. So when you see that, Valerie is okay. Valerie is going to school. She's dressing. She's teaching. She's working. She has car. She has this. She has that. Who said it's not even going to be out of jealousy or anything? It's going to be out of
I need
me self. I have to do something like this for myself.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And this thing is just sad that it doesn't end up in a good way for most of them.
For most people, and it's very sad.
And you see people having to like do fake marriages, claim things that they don't even need to claim just to stay in a land that they will not be comfortable in long term. And it's just sad. I don't understand how we cannot get ourselves out of this mindset. And I cannot tell anybody. You see, it's just like telling somebody these days that, hey, this place that you said that you want to go to, that I'm here, don't come, it's not that easy. They will tell you are there, blah blah blah.
Yeah, making
if you can do it,
you can do that.
I can do it.
No, I tell people too that this place is like this. This is what I face here. But if you think, this is what I tell people. Because I'm not of the school of thought that would tell people not to migrate. In fact, migrate, because there are a lot of people. No, actually, seriously, there are a lot of people that migrated way worse than we did. Though after all, we came and we're going to school. That's why we came. It's not. We didn't even have. I don't know if you had the mindset of migration. I wanted to do a master's degree. That's why I came. As a matter of fact, I not only just wanted to come for a master's, I had to even go through research to know. I knew the faculty, I knew the study I wanted to do, so I had to go through extra research to know that this faculty or this stream or this department, they had the accreditation that I was looking for.
Yeah.
So for me, migration was not even you just wanted to jackpot. There was a reason, but to some other people, they don't have a time. They just want to run away, which is okay. But then I tell people, because I'm advocate for, if you think something is not working for you, try something else. Don't be shy and don't be scared to try something else. So I tell them, okay, I'm here. This and this and this is what I have done. This is how I have been able to scale through. This is how, and there's this word I used to use before now. I used to tell people that I am one of the lucky ones. That was what I was saying initially. But now what I say is I am one of the blessed ones, because it didn't just take luck.
You had to work your ass out to get to where it is that you are.
Yeah,
it wasn't handed to
now
you.
I tell people it wasn't handed to you. You know the story now.
It
you know the story. It wasn't handed to me. I had to. You have to work to be the best, to even be noticed.
Even if you don't play your part,
if you don't play your part,
yeah.
So while I tell people, oh, this place is not all rosy, I also tell people this are all the steps that I had to have to get to where I am. So I don't tell people, oh no, don't. It's not good though. Valerie is wearing clothes.
Valerie, I tell them that it's not good.
Aduni is working in a big hospital.
Valerie,
like no,
it's not good.
You guys.
It is not good.
Aduni is working in the best hospital.
My eyes have seen.
Yes, Aduni is doing this. She's doing that. She's successful. She's noticed. They're giving you awards and stuff like that. But what did you do?
Valerie, but you know that you get the kind person who will ask you this kind of thing. Where you go, you will be able to say that you cannot do it, or it will not make sense for you, because you know the kind of support that it is that you have and the kind of things that you are doing to maintain yourself. Because a whole lot of people, it's just like this thing that we always do. Canada. You know, everybody in Canada is always saying that this place is prison. No,
there are no jobs, there are no this.
People don't believe.
But we must go to that Canada.
Imagine another thing. You see, at least with the talks, people they live fake life and they lure people, but you still get people where they will go tell you truth. You still
you still don't want to listen, because I've told a lot of people that this and this and this and this is what is going on. But they are still saying, but you are there now. If you are there, you are making. I'm not saying
me and you, we have the same age.
But then I have exhausted
that
I
That
have
line
told
of
you the
thought.
pros and I've told you the cons,
You
and then
decide.
you decide, and then when you come here and you start experiencing what we're experiencing and the pressure.
Sometimes
that
then
we're
when they start
then it's fine.
experiencing it, Valerie, they will tell you that this
That
is not the
you're
way you
wicked.
tell me. Then you now have to be refreshing your
I've not,
memory.
no, I've not experienced that one.
Ah.
But yes, I know people can be like that. People can be like, ah, you did not explain it like this to me. They not tell me, oh. And then you now be like, oh, no, go, no. Right? They did not tell me.
But
But
a
a lot of us are under pressure. Like me for one, I'm under pressure. And me for one is under pressure. Like there are sometimes we'll just sit down. Me and Adu will just sit down. We'll just talk and we'll just be talking about how things are just so difficult, right? Like that time that there was inflation all over the place and everybody was just complaining.
It's even worse now.
It's worse now.
Salary.
So you will end salary. Salary will do that.
So like we are you.
Yeah, we'll complain, we do this thing, but at the same time, we know where we're coming from. And we know where we want to go to. Now, okay, let me ask you this question. We're here now.
Yes.
We're okay, we're comfortable. Do you want to go somewhere else?
Yes, I want to.
Very good. You see, she wants to go somewhere else. If you ask me, no now, if you ask me the same question, I'll tell you, of course I want to go somewhere else. Why? What are you pursuing go in this life that is making you go from one place
Should not
to
be
the
that
other
topic
place
where
to
we
the
do
other
where we
place to
say
the
who
other place?
started the race. Maybe it's not a race.
It's the same race. So it's the vicious circle that we're just here. We just want to go. Me, I want to go somewhere else.
No.
I want to go somewhere else. So that pressure of currently self, we are under a pressure of, okay, you've been here for this long. You
It's like you're putting yourself on a thin line.
yes.
Like how this amount of time
Yes.
to hey
Yes.
God. This pressure that we're not talking about
See, the
it's
pressure
like
is
this
long.
it's just long.
It's long. Like
Father
everybody's
Lord.
experiencing pressure. Boss. This one is experiencing pressure. This one is experiencing pressure. But other people still want to. I think some people just genuinely want to experience the pressure.
But
that we're experiencing.
I feel like some people also want to try it in the name of exploration. I used to
Yeah.
have a lecturer that used to tell me in Nigeria that exposure is very important. If you're exposed, you understand the value of where it is that you're coming, and you also get to see things that you've not seen from where that you are. Do you understand? And not all of us have that can have access to it because exposure comes with this a luxury. I would say it's luxury because exposure is not cheap.
It's not cheap. Our mental health is paid.
Exposure is not cheap, and it just hurts me because I really wish that people, you know, that you get some kind of people that will even tell you that they want to migrate. Some people don't have anything tangible that they want to do.
That's sometimes that's most
Let
of the
it be
case.
that
Yeah.
I'm just trying to judge people now, but like I'm saying, some people actually do not have tangible things that they want to do.
Then some people are just uncomfortable.
Yes.
So because they are uncomfortable at the way things are, they want to migrate. It's not like they have something tangible, like you said, like something that is carrying you there. But where you are is pinching you. It's uncomfortable. Things are not working. Have you seen?
So are we trying to say
I'm
that
not
a lot of
bashing.
people...
I'm not bashing Nigeria, but the way Nigeria is going, anybody that tells me that they want to Jaguar, I'll say okay.
Well, you're not even just Nigeria. It's around the world.
It's around
like,
the world.
Other countries,
like Pakistan, Iranians, like.
Russians, people
Ukrainians.
from Dublin. Yes, it is everywhere. So can we even answer that? Is it like aside the fact that there's fear and everything? Like some people actually lack discernment. Because now that where we are,
is big goal.
It's big.
It's big.
It's big. But Valerie, they say that what your leg did not reach. Don't try to do it. But some people still try to do it.
My daddy will say, shout out to daddy. Daddy will say, look before you leap. You don't
it's
just
very
leap.
important.
You don't just leap.
And I know that is as we are growing and we're learning things that we're discovering that some of all these things that our parents have told us is actually very true and very important. But you know, when you are in the ginger and the vibe to do certain things, you just want, and a lot of people also travel for the sake of they just want to run away. Yeah. There is no peace at home.
What the hell now?
There's no peace. This is not even about like the country itself. There's no peace in their immediate family.
It's true. Or you're in your parents' house and everybody just looking at you like,
what next? Thank you. Next.
You don't go drink water, drop cup.
Like what?
Because everybody's like,
what
are you doing? So what next? You know that question, what next? Even if somebody doesn't ask you that question, you ask
yourself that.
You ask yourself what. Do you know that every time I have to ask myself what next, there's this anxiety that I feel.
Sometimes tell yourself to calm down. Why do you say that? Calm down.
Actually, this year has been full of what next for me, and it's so much of a struggle to ask yourself that question and also have an answer to it. Okay, like you now, for example, share we go soon graduate, Abi.
Yeah, so
You never they ask yourself what next.
No,
Like say you never they ask
no,
yourself what next.
I've
When you ask
asked
yourself what
myself.
next, but you know they do you one kind.
do me. Oh.
So these are all the pressure to make it somewhere.
So where do we draw a line? Where do we
No,
try
this
to be
whole
sane?
line.
Where do we try to where does that discernment come from?
That's the thing. That's why I say discernment is very big.
Because all of us now, since we are all trying to move like a bandwagon in a particular boat, and we want to, and all of us, it's not like we don't know where we are coming from.
We do. I do. Oh. I for one, I love where I'm coming from. Where I'm coming from was not bad though. It was not bad. It was where I'm coming from was very comfortable that everybody around me, my mom, my dad, my siblings, okay, after this masters now. So where I'm coming from was from a place of be better.
Honestly.
So
where
it
do
was
we-
not so bad. But some people have it worse than we do, Adoni.
I know.
Yeah.
But even people that have it worse, imagine someone that has it worse than you do. How do you think they will survive or thrive
I have no idea.
in this type of situation?
I think everybody needs to take a breather. Like
Yes, like we need to calm the fuck down.
breathe. Even us that were sitting in front of this camera. If this thing cuts now, me and Aduni will still look at ourselves. I will still say, Aduni, Valerie, how far? What do we go do next? Everybody needs to calm down. Everybody needs to understand that it's okay. It might not be okay at home. It's definitely not okay where you're going to.
I feel like if person don't even think something, you don't really get a solution to it. Then may you just try cancel the pressure, because if you will not get answer,
Why would you
will not
cancel
get
the
answer.
pressure when if you cancel the pressure you will feel some form of stagnancy.
That's another one. It's true. You will.
You feel stagnant.
You will.
For the past how many years that we have been in this country, we have grown,
Of course.
but there's still a part of us that is feeling like we don't need this country tea.
Yes, like I should
That's
be.
still-
I
that's
should.
still
I should.
stagnancy.
Like the place that I should be is not.
Yes.
I should be somewhere better. But is there not another name for that thing?
I don't know. It's just the vicious circle. To be honest, wait. It's hard. My chest is paining me as well.
Because I feel like as human beings, we should be able to tell ourselves, even if it is the littlest truth, it is very, very beautiful for anybody to want to aspire to the things that are the basic needs or things
Needs,
of
yeah.
humans and want it. But it's also important to know if you can also carry yourself to reach that place, and if you can survive. A lot of people end up committing suicide in this so-called abroad.
Plenty.
A lot of people end up
Remember
doing-
that year? That's
Plenty.
20. Was it 20?
people were jumping from their
2022.
apartments.
Like people were dying.
People
Every
were
day,
dying.
People were dying. Depression was
It
holding
was
everybody.
high.
Since Kogi Day that period for people.
And this pressure now, I will not say that the pressure is even society based, because last you get the kind of level where people go talk. The one way still dey your mind, dey na in dey your mind.
True. But isn't that how every human is?
I guess to an extent.
When we don't make up our mind, say we need to do something, no matter the talk.
But me, I shall feel like this pressure. I know that it would be naive of me to just say overcome it or just stop it. No.
As a matter of fact, this topic, you know how there all through our 4-5 episodes.
Yes.
We'll talk. We will now give advice. This one, tiny neck. There's no advice.
Yeah, I
we
feel
will
like I
give.
can give advice. So I feel like I feel that what you believe or where you believe that you need to be, sometimes it stems from a place that is your overthinking. You get the kind of level where you go reason there, you go think rich, and you go down put yourself for a different situation where normally self your mind not go
scenarios,
there.
yeah.
I feel like it stems from overthinking, and it also stems from the pressure that we put on ourselves and the kind of race that we believe that we should all be in. All of us, exposure is good. If you have the means, please do it. But I also want us to not just look at the goods, because everybody you'll be wondering why people say that on social media everybody's just posting their goods. If people post bad parts, una go complain.
True though.
Una go complain, una go
And
say,
they'll say you're not encouraging.
You are not encouraging, or let me, when is my turn? Me say, I will do. Let me go there
Let me
first. The
experience
Canada,
it.
let me go. You people will go now. You people will be having frostbite, your legs and everything. There was a guy that posted.
They swear for them.
I'm not swearing because it's the reality. There was this boy that traveled I think he's almost 2 years now. The Kiniko boy, he's always sharing his experience. He said one day like this, he had to trek from school to bus stop because he missed a bus, and he was crying without, there's code. Code used to make you shiver. Imagine that you are cold to the extent that you are crying.
All those kind of tears that will not come out. Winter then to bring out somebody's tears. You go day for these tears.
Like, we don't have to go through some of these.
You don't have to go through that stress. But then again, we can't remain somewhere because we do not want to be stagnant.
Let's just be able to understand that, okay, this is my level. This is what I believe I can achieve. Let me even first of all reach here. Then from here, let me now mount to somewhere else. Let me not just put myself in a situation that I believe that, we will run any which way. I'll do this, I'll do that. It's not always easy. Sometimes, even as international students, you are designated a particular working hours.
Of course.
You are designated, it's just a particular amount of hours you can work.
And
we all know that the particular amount of hours is not the amount of money that we need to survive.
At all.
A lot of people are abroad. Some of them, their parents are paying their school fees quite alright, but they are running their house rent, they are running their feeding, they are running their clothing, they are running every other thing by themselves. And that is a whole lot of responsibility for anybody to deal with. It is a whole lot. So I feel like Valerie said, I think we should all just try to, first of all, let's take a breather.
Everybody, go back home.
Just inhale and breathe out. Because, this pressure, it has to be analysis has to be done over and over again, with self, not even just about society, with self.
And we also, me and Aduni, we also agree that it is hard, but
it is.
But we need to calm down. This circle that we're in, somebody needs to find a loophole.
Wait, it gets so bad to the extent that you yourself, that you cannot even eat where you are anymore. That you don't even have house. Some people are homeless, but they don't still want to go back home.
It's true. Some people don't have jobs.
Some people don't have homes, it stems.
But they want to remain in that country. Because then again, what do you want to carry go house?
But better me, you get in your house, your
house
they okay.
Aduni, your house they okay. People house not they okay.
How?
People not even get house to go back to.
That's another one to deal with. This is a dilemma.
Some people left home for a reason. They were uncomfortable, just like me and you said in the beginning. There was a reason why some people left home in the first place. So if you say, better say make people go house, may they go day house. They don't get the house when they go. And now we are not even talking about physical house. They some families are not closely knitted to the extent that when you come home, they will welcome you and say, oh, it better say you come back house. Some family you come back and they'll be like, okay, now when you don't come back, wait till you carry come back. That's a problem. That's a problem. So people don't have the homes to go back to. We're not talking about physical homes. We're not talking about a roof over your head. So people don't have that. If I go back home with nothing, how will my family perceive that I have come back home over the years?
Even me, nothing? I feel like it will affect you as a person.
Yeah, well, affect you as a person. Make I go back to square one. How long will I continue to? I rather they where they suffer when I suffer and nobody can.
And that's the thing, that's killing a lot of us, isn't it?
Especially a lot of the youngsters.
It is.
I have friends who tell me that Valerie, show me the way now. They want to travel abroad, and I'll tell you, okay, this is how I came. This is how I did it. This is how I am doing it. But I came because of a reason. If you're come to school, okay, this is how you can do it. But that's how much I can help. You said that's helping somebody. How is your life that you're helping somebody? How stable are we here? How stable are we here that we're helping that we're going to give advice to other people? Your life is no better.
It's not even about the advice. It's the fact that we don't have to kill ourselves.
How much can you help people?
It's just the level that you can do. You cannot do more than you can do.
Even the level set is 0.
Hey.
If person now call you now and you say they won't come this Cyprus, how many help can you render to the person? Say the truth. But when the person understands that you are also under pressure to make it yourself,
they will not. They'll just feel like it's only you people that want to make it. You don't want us to also reach there. Like, you understand, like it's a destination. I wish sometimes of greatness.
Sometimes
the grass is greener where you water
it. Sometimes I wish that we were still in the generation whereby when you finish school, you join civil service.
Why did you say that, Toriel? No.
Because it felt like this were easy that time now. Either you finish secondary school, you go to teacher's training, or you finish secondary school, you go to university. When you go to university, you graduate, you go back to your village or to your local government and you join the civil service there. And things were working. Now, where you wondering, the government is not even good. We cannot. Why is it that I don't know. Please, Are there young people in government now? When I say young people in government, are young people in local government, young people in state government, are they recruiting?
I believe
Eh?
so. I want to believe so.
Are they
I don't
recruiting?
really know, but I
So
hope
there's
so.
nothing to go back home to. You want to now join private firm that is paying you 30,000 naira of minimum wage.
Look at 30,000 naira, please. It's
Ah,
not
so
like,
I wish
let me talk. But 30,000 in Nigeria is actually not fair for any
it's not
individual.
good. It's not good. Let us not lie.
It's
30,000
sufferhead
naira
money.
is sufferhead money. So I wish sometimes when I take that breath, I wish it was in the time of my parents where they actually had jobs and then they are doing grade 1 level, this grade 2 level, that, but at least you're earning money. Now civil servants cannot take care of their children. So everything has just bad.
Have you seen school fees? Have you
I
seen
know
everything?
everything is
It
bad.
shows.
You're a civil servant, you are earning 300k. Your first child school fees is 250k per term. Where you want to start from? Do people want to use that job to kill themselves?
This matter, I think that we'll really just wrap it up with the fact that we really need to take a breather. Every single one of us, we need to take a breather. We need to remember to breathe. We need to remember to you see the way we would console our friends or our best friends in situations where like they're overthinking and they're emotionally overwhelmed and everything. We need to do that to ourselves too, so that we'll be able to make better decisions for ourselves in situations
I also
that
think that if
pressure
we're calm,
is
discernment go dey. Abi?
true.
But if you're under pressure, where discernment won't
You
come
just you want the quickest solution, the quickest decision, and everything. And I think this just brings us to the end of this episode because it is a whole lot. It's not like we can even tell you,
to unpack.
go and do like this, go and do like this. There's no even advice. The advice is just to please be calm with yourself. And whatever it is that you're seeing, as it has a good side, it also has a bad side. And sometimes it's not even about bad
That's
side.
your rotten side.
It might be that it's the side that you're not even used to. Do you understand? And it's just so much. Do you understand? I just
There's a
want
lot,
us to
there's a lot
just
to
breathe.
unpack. Just breathe.
Breathe.
We're here to remind you to breathe.
Thank you for watching this episode with us, and would like to thank our sponsor, Let's Laundry Magusa. You should try them out. They iron your clothes, wash it for a very reasonable price. And this podcast is brought to you by Jim Shanti Productions. Please make sure to like, follow, and watch our videos on Jim Shanti Productions platform on YouTube. Thank you, and we'll see you another time.